What is up, everybody? Greetings, fellow stargazers. It's been a while since I've been live, so let me make sure everything's looking good. And yes, I know I need to shave, but it's still so beautiful. You know, it's kind of funny because I shave like every few days, and you know, facial hair just keeps coming back. Hello, Papa. Greetings. Welcome everyone who's joining us live and that will be watching this later. Hey, what is up, Instigator? Brolican, what is up, my friend? Welcome to the live vlog. Welcome. Welcome to 2019.
Hello, everybody.
What is up, Ron?
Hey, Ron. Hey,
Welcome.
Brolican, and who else?
Armed. So we're just on here live. Look at that autofocus. I hope you enjoyed your trip to Singapore. We didn't go to Singapore. We went to Indonesia. She's been to Singapore so many times, as we've mentioned before in so many vlogs. How many times do you think you've been to Singapore?
I cannot remember.
Like 10, 15?
Well, I don't remember. Maybe about that, because I used to work close to Singapore. That's why, it's just like kind of like a weekend trip sometimes. So I don't remember how many times I've been there.
Crook Mayor. Hello, good Christian couples. Hey. Welcome. Welcome. Let me try to adjust this so it's not. Because I don't know.
Now I can see it on my phone, so it's not too small.
Where should I put it? You guys want it more on her? Do you want it more on me? Make me want to go back to Thailand. Makes me want to go back to Thailand. All the places she went. Yeah.
When is your plan to go back there?
So I would love to travel to Thailand. I mean, there's quite a few places that we want to go. She's been to Thailand before, But if I can say, man, speaking of traveling overseas, man, Indonesia was surprising. You guys get off work pretty early, huh? I'm in Texas.
Yeah, I get up at 4:30.
Yeah, I'm sure we're in a different time zone. But when I went to Jakarta, Indonesia, man, it was absolutely amazing. Just the flight over there, and going back to Thailand, December or January. Awesome. Remember to take us with you. No. When we went to Jakarta, Indonesia, it was absolutely awesome. It was amazing. How was life? Life's good, Brolican. How are you doing? The trip over there, man, and the footage I have so much footage. My sister-in-law, May, Junie, she's like, oh, how come you stopped making videos? So I'm gonna have to edit and put some more together for her, for everybody. But I have so much footage to go through, and there's a lot of stuff I could show. Life's good and bad. I feel you. I'm new here. I found out about you. Sorry, let me. I'm here to find out about you guys from Yuri and Bruce. So, what is your schedule of lives? You do? I'm not quite sure about that. Say that one more time. Yuri and Bruce. Yeah, I haven't seen their videos in a while. Last time I checked, they were having all that drama on the internet about one of her videos. So that was crazy. One day I just logged and just happened to see all this, Yuri and Bruce videos over the internet. I'm like, what in the world? But anyway, Yeah, so I have so many videos that I need to go through and edit, but there's so much film. I mean, I could show people's houses inside of their houses, but I said that I wouldn't show inside of their houses out of respect to be nice and everything.
Excuse me.
So, how often do you go live? Well, we used to do it all the time. Like if you go on our YouTube channel and you look on our videos, just scroll down to you see the live section, and you get to see the dates and times. And we were always going live. You know, we used to go live all the time for hours, and I haven't done it. Not that I don't want to. It's just I have so much to say. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been talking to a lot of different people, saying it to them, and then when it gets time to YouTube, it's like, oh, I'm too tired to say it. So, do you have floating markets like they do in Thailand? Do they have floating markets?
Not in Jakarta as far as I know, but in other island probably. Yeah, but floating market in Thailand is big, but not in Jakarta, as far as I know.
There you have it, Ron. Your answer. But yeah, it was when I went to Jakarta, man. What just going overseas in general, the planes, you know, the I almost said the plane ticket. The plane ride there is truly amazing. It is long.
Halfway
I
of the
mean,
globe.
yeah, it is extremely long, and I knew it was gonna be long, and I was up to it. And I'm not sure if I said this or not, but believe it or not, on the trip there and on the trip back, I didn't watch anything. I didn't do absolutely nothing. My wife can attest to
He
it.
was just too nervous.
She watched movies and everything. I just literally sat there and looked around, looked out the window, looked at the map, watched the plane travel, looked out the window, looked at the ocean.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you slept for a little bit.
of course, we slept. You know, there was a lot of that going on. Surprisingly, going there wasn't that bad. When we got there, you know, we just went to sleep that night. The next morning, I was actually perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But on our way back here, that layover in Chicago for 6 hours, or was it 6.5 hours? I think it was 6 hours. What are you smelling about?
No, it's Andre. Hey, you guys, it's your favorite nephew.
What's up, Andre?
Hey, Andre.
It was just that layover when we came back home was just brutal in Chicago. My cousin Miracle lives in Chicago. Shouts out Miracle. But anyway, so that layover when we got home, oh my gosh, man, I was so tired at the airport. I was literally going to just fall over and fall asleep, man. It was just horrible. You can answer the questions if you read it. What did they say?
Instigator is saying 18 hours in the air was so peaceful to the Philippines. I want to go to Japan next. Yeah.
Yeah, we did like 28 hours.
All together.
All together, yeah.
One way.
Yeah. So, yeah. I almost went to the Philippines several times as a young person growing up with a couple of my Filipino friends. Never happened, but I know there are people that are on our channel that are, you know, going to the Philippines all the time. So I definitely want to travel, and I definitely want to go back to Indonesia. It was such a fun experience just going overseas, and you know, you see about it, you watch movies about it, and you hear about it. You watch other vlogs and you see other people's opinion and everything, and then you actually go there for yourself and you judge it for yourself.
It's an eye opener, huh?
Yeah, and it was so much fun. It was so interesting. The people were nice and wonderful. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it kind of was what I thought it was going to be. And I was blown away by the hospitality and the friendliness of the Indonesian and Chinese people in Indonesia. And I must say, the only people that I ran into there that were stuck up were the American people. When you ran into American people overseas, it's almost like they had an attitude because they're like, ugh, like, what are you doing here? Like, I thought I had this all to myself, you know? They kind of looked like they were mad, like they didn't want to talk to you. And it's like, wow. You know, we're supposed to be American people, and it's like, not all of them, but there's this one dude that was at this Burger King they were eating at. This white dude, he just looked kind of like lonely. He was just kind of reading his thing, like, you know, looking around. I was like, maybe we should go talk to him. But yeah, it was usually some of the American people that act like they were kind of stuck up. Total 24 hours trip, 18 in the air, loved it. The people are so nice there, and the atmosphere was great. Yeah. You talking about Thailand, Ron?
Yeah. It's
I'm sure
pretty
you.
much almost close to Jakarta. I mean, the way the people are.
Yeah. But I miss it, man. I miss the freedom of it because when you're over there, just the atmosphere. Now, I didn't stay there long enough to like judge the whole continent, but or country, but just
Oh, you silly puppy.
from just when we were there, the atmosphere was different. I was not in America, so there wasn't the American politics and political atmosphere. There wasn't that pressure in the air. You know, you didn't feel that oppression of Democrats versus Republicans versus liberal, all this retarded foolishness that doesn't amount to anything. And when I came back to America, as soon as I came back in, you know, the televisions are playing at the airport, and politics is there, and I was like, oh my god, I had so many days free of that. Now I'm back, and I start getting mad, and I started like, ugh, like it's American, it gets on my nerves. American people get on my nerves, you know. I was getting mad, and I was like, oh, so this is how my sister feels when she comes back to this country. Excuse me 1 second. I just noticed this blog right here.
Instigator was saying 24 hours strip,
Yeah, I saw
18 hours in air. He loves it.
He loves it, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I saw it.
I feel trapped though, in a way.
It also depends if you're flying first class.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's awesome. Now we had one point. I think it was on our way back that we had to sit next to that guy that smelled.
Oh yeah, that is.
Oh my gosh, man! Let me tell you about the worst experience ever. Now you know you're on a plane, and your worst thought is, man, what if you have to sit next to somebody that's funky? I think it was on our way back, right?
It was on our way back, yeah.
We had to sit next to this dude. I mean, it was like an open sewer. This guy was so funky. I don't know how long he had been flying. And then, you know, sometimes when the plane takes off and then people that didn't get on the plane, there's empty seats and people would change seats. We didn't have to say nothing, but thank God he changed seats. Oh man, it was a miracle of God because that dude was just foul. There is no excuse for that funkiness, man. I think he knew he was funky too. Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna go off of that whole tip, but it was fun in Indonesia, hanging out with my in-laws and walking the streets. There was some stuff I wanted to record, I couldn't. Which, looking back on it now, it was perfectly safe for me to record. Wife was kind of bugging a little bit. She hadn't been there in a while. Traffic was a nightmare. Oh my gosh, you've seen it in the videos, but I have so many videos. It was just unbelievable. You know, we were like scared. She was scared. She was scared. She hasn't been back there in how many years? Like
8.5, maybe roughly 8 years.
And so she had me sit in the front seat. So messed up. I wonder why she did that. I was
no, I want you to experience it.
You're scared.
I'm not scared, babe.
Baba, you were scared.
No, a lot of time I was sitting in front with the driver.
It's because I made you sit up there. She was slick. She had me sitting in the front. I was like, why am I sitting in the front?
Only one time I let him sit with my brother up front.
I was in the front more than once, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was nerve-wracking. But after like 2 or 3 days, you know, I got used to it. And when I came back home, I was laughing. I was like, there's no traffic, you know. There, it's just like, if you're not used to 10 million people in Jakarta, if you're not used to that, you know, 10 million people, the crowdedness of it. But, you know, surprisingly, the crowdedness of it didn't bother me as much. It didn't bother me at all. It was actually fun. Just traveling around. The thing that killed me is the thing I don't suffer from. Like, a lot of people have sinus issues and problems like that. Like, my sister has sinus issues with colognes and perfumes and stuff like that. I think my dad has a little bit. And I don't suffer from any of that. But man, when I got there, the pollution was bad. You're talking to someone that grew up, like, I can dive in a pool of flowers. You know, I don't have sinus issues. I use cologne all the time. I always spraying her with perfume. Cleaning with, you know, powder, Lysol, whatever. None of that stuff bothers me. But when I got there, oh my gosh, did my sinus strain. It was just, I see why people wear those masks. I could not believe it. After like a few days there, when I go out, my eyes were hurting. One thing I recommend is definitely having something for upset stomach, eye drops, and something for your sinus. Because man, it was pretty bad. And I was thinking, I was like, can I live here? Like, can I live overseas in Indonesia? And I was just trying to weigh all the things. And there's a lot of stuff about the place that I love that I could actually stay there. I love the malls. The malls are huge. We still didn't get to all the malls.
No,
I asked several
not
people.
even half of it.
Yeah, we asked like several people, our friends, like how many malls are there? And one person said 30, one person said 50. They just couldn't decide. And neither one of them has been to all of them, and they live there. So that tells you how many malls there are. They were huge. What's the one mall that we went to all the time to be like?
Central Park.
Central Park. I love Central Park. You can see that in one of the episodes of 15 Days in Jakarta. My eyes hurt a lot as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. Yeah. So the malls were fun, but
The food.
yeah, the food.
Because Veronica is saying, did you learn any cook skill in Indonesia? No, we learned eating skill.
I had so many. Do they have night markets there? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I recorded that. Guys, I have so much footage to go through. I'm gonna show you all the food. I have pictures of everything from November when we went of last year, November, and I didn't upload any of the pictures yet. Maybe like a few teasers, but I have like I don't know how many pictures, lots of pictures. So in the next couple of days, hopefully I'll go through my flash drives and I start uploading photos on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at Epic Blasian, and you'll see the pictures there, and I'll post them on Twitter, and I might post it on Facebook, but I don't stay on Facebook too long. What about gaming life? Did you get any games in Asia? No, but I saw like in the malls. I went there. They have some video game systems, but I just didn't have time to get into all that. Like next time I go, if we stay longer, then I can check out everything.
It just seems like over there, time flies faster.
Just because you're having fun with your family, you know how it is.
It's just like you just wake up and you do a little bit, and then all of a sudden you have to go to bed again.
She like when I talked to her, she was always it was always the traffic. And I knew it was bad, but when I got there, I realized how bad it was. And I understand you do have to consider traffic in Indonesia because we got 10 million people and the roads. Oh my goodness. The roads are it's beyond. Just look at the videos and wait till you see some of the later videos. I'll try to put more footage in there if I can remember. I don't want to bore you, but I just have footage. Oh man, we were driving one day for like 5.5 hours. I have so much footage of traffic and people and restaurants and stuff. It's just too much. I actually stopped recording. I just said, you know what? I'm just not gonna record this. It's just I have to experience the rest. I've got enough footage. I'm about to run out of room. I'm just gonna experience everything now. You want to read it? What do you say?
But can say, well, you two really for favor when you meet. I'm still waiting on God myself. There are some weirdos online. Yeah, especially these days, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I guess he was trying to say that,
Say that again, Brolican.
Well, maybe we have to go back to the topic, babe, that you're talking about relationship advice.
Yeah, let me just read what he said. While you two really for favor when you meet, I'm still waiting on God myself. There are some weirdos online. Yeah. So getting on topic at 19 minutes and 9 seconds. Back to topic. So when it comes to relationship advice, easy having someone from Asia get a visa is difficult. As you guys know, our testimony, it wasn't easy, but through God, all things are possible. I mean, all glory goes to God. I mean, she came here, she got her green card in 3.5 months, was it?
Mm-hmm.
3.5 months. Work visa, green card, everything. It was just the favor of God. The interview when we went there, as we explained before, was like less than 5 minutes. The guy asked me 2 questions. One, he pointed at the photo album I had, and he's like, who is this right here? And I mentioned someone's name, and he's like, no, this person right here. I said, oh, that's my sister. He's like, yeah, I figured that. Then the next question here is, okay, so you guys know what to do next? And as I told you guys before in many other live vlogs, when we applied for all the information, we put all the information in there. And we sent out the package. Then they sent us something stating that we did not send the information in there. And we did. So all we did was print another copy, put it in there, and sent it right off. So then a little bit later, they sent us a date and time for us to go over there and meet and have the interview. And the room that we're in, it looks like it was a woman's room, right? I think it was a woman's room.
I don't know, but he was actually the replacement
Yeah.
for the person who was supposed to interview us.
And that's what I was getting at. So the person that was supposed to be there interview us wasn't there. And it was another guy, and he was a Christian guy. He had a Jesus tie on. 2 questions, in and out in 5 minutes. Well, probably less than 5 minutes. Tell me God doesn't have a sense of humor.
We were in shock. It's like,
As I mentioned before, as I always say, I was in so much shock. I ran over my front bumper of my Honda Civic and it broke it and had to rip it off later on. But I was just in so much shock, like in and out, all that stress. Because you read online, people say, "Oh, the interview, they're gonna drill you and all that," and we're like, all paranoid. Nah, man, when God opens the door for you, just like that, you don't have to struggle.
Brother can say, that's what I mean. I mean, God moved mountains for you too, similar to moving the sea for Moses. I tried to have a friend visit from Asia and she got denied. If God doesn't allow something, it once meant to be.
Exactly.
He'll do it for you too.
Yeah. God's not a respecter of persons. But let's get to this relationship advice because I'm on a limited time here. It's 21 minutes and 50 whatever seconds, and I want to be quick because my wife, is probably a little tired getting off of work. So I've noticed people have been literally beating themselves up when it comes to relationships because, well, as you know, humans are just going to be humans, and especially if you're a Christian person. Even if you're not a Christian person, just relationships and finding the person that is intended for you these days can be stressful because, you try to weed through all the phonies and the fakes and the people online and you just get tired and you just get burnt out. You're just like, look, who is it that's for me? Who does God have in store for me? And why have I met that person? And I've went years asking myself that question and, going to singles meetings, trying to meet people, praying, fasting, driving myself crazy, thinking every girl that I talk to is the one and all that. And, the Holy Spirit will speak to you and talk to you and say, no, that's not for you. This isn't for you. Circumstance will happen, but you're just so in your flesh and your emotions that you just want to connect to someone that even if you see signs, you just kind of ignore them and just go along with it because you just want to have someone. And everything falls apart, and then that person ends up leaving or breaking up, and then you get hurt and upset, and then you get mad and you're all depressed, and you're just like, "Where's my God? What's going on?" And people get mad and people are sexually frustrated because they want to get married and everything. Their biological clock is ticking. And I know it can be rough, and we've had these conversations before. And there are some times that you just have to suffer in your flesh, and I know people don't want to hear that, but unfortunately, there are times you have to suffer in your flesh, and there's a time and season for all things. When it's your season, the doors will open, and nothing can stop you. And when it's not your season, the doors are going to be closed, and if you try to go outside of God's perfect will, you're going to get your feelings hurt, and usually you find yourself in some mess. And things don't work out. And God's always trying to send warning before destruction. He's always trying to warn you about things, but we don't like to listen sometimes, And I've seen it with so many people, man. They don't want to listen. You try to give people good advice, godly advice. You try to give them the word of God, but people in their heart, they've already premeditated what's in their heart. They know what they're going to do. They know what they want to do. And sometimes they want you to agree with their decisions, and their decisions could be totally messed up and not of God. And sorry, it's like, I'm not going to agree with you. This is what the Word of God says. I have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. It is what it is. And people just they get full of anger and bitterness and resentment. You can answer it, and they just decide they're gonna do what they want to do, and then they find themselves in a world of hurt and heartache, and then they get involved in relationships that was not intended, and then they find out these people they're talking to are crazy. What did they say?
Burlington says sometimes God closes a door no man can open. It means for a reason. And Damien Asman say hi guys.
Hey,
And Andre say I'm at the beginning of a relationship.
here's a heart for everybody who wants a relationship. Anya! Hearts for everyone.
So the relationship with the Lord?
Yes, Andre. How are you, Andre? You're what? 18 going on 19? 19 going on 20?
Still underage.
Yeah. No women until you're 25, my friend. No, I'm just joking. But you just have to let me just put it to you like this. All right. We're older, even though we look so incredibly young and hot. I'm just joking. So we're still young. We're still young at heart. And we still look young, and we still are young. But as you get older, you're going to change. Your taste will change. You as a person, you'll stay the same, but a little bit of you is going to get older. Because as you get older and you go through life, your tolerance level can kind of get smaller. You get, I won't say more complacent, but you get fed up with stuff, and then you have less patience with things, and you just don't have time for the foolishness. When you're young, you can go in and out of relationships. When you get older, you don't have time to, you don't be waiting for someone to make up their mind. Do they really want to be in a relationship? And so this is why it's always important. And this is why I highly advise people. I basically preach it screaming at the rooftop. If you're professing to be a Christian, and if you want a relationship, might I recommend that you don't practice dating too much, because you're basically practicing for ending a relationship. I'd rather you minimize who you talk to and just find the person than to be dating all these different people and giving a piece of your heart or your emotions, your feelings to every person that comes around. Because whether you admit it or not, a lot of people are, especially women, guys too. I'm not saying that you can't date or there's anything wrong with dating. It's just most people that I know, they're usually dating the wrong person. And you say, well, how can I know if that person's the right person for me unless I date them? You can ask the Lord, and the Lord can tell you. He can save you a heartache save your heartache, and He can save you time by letting you know whether this person is intended. Also, I recommend that you guys seek godly counsel. And there are times when you get into relationships and they just don't work out, and they end, and it sucks. It hurts. You might have to shed a few tears, but it's not the end of the world. And just be glad in a lot of these relationships that they ended before you end up marrying that person, because it'd have been a lot worse if you marry that person and make a commitment to someone and then they end up bailing out on you. Not everybody is for you, and some people are in it for different reasons. Some guys might say they want to be married, they might be dating a girl, but they might just have a fascination with a certain race or a certain girl, or they're just going through some sort of phase where they're just, this month it's white girls because I was watching the WB, so now I want to date a white girl because, it's just like, oh my God, or maybe you've been watching, I would say the NFL, but maybe you've been watching television or whatever, and you're just into, I don't know, your girl, and you're just into black guys this month. You just got to have a brother. He wants some chocolate loving. And, people go through these experimental stages when they get older and as they're growing up, because they don't necessarily know what they want. They're trying to discover who it is they want. Now, there are some people that just know what they want because of the way they're raised, aka me. I knew I wanted the Asian girl, and everybody knew that. So, but I recommend that in relationships that you ask the Lord for His help. Ask the Lord to send that person who's for you in your life at the appointed time. And what do you say? She's from China. Also, sorry, off topic, but bro, I have seen you. I'll get back to that one in a second. But well, I'll go ahead and answer now since I mentioned it. I have a question. What is your opinion? I have for the past 20 years. I'm now in a relationship with somebody who is from the Philippines. It is it selfish for me to want to move there? Is it selfish for you to move to the Philippines because you want to be with a girl? Yes, no, I'm joking. You weren't expecting that, weren't you? You selfish thing, you, how dare you? Get off this live vlog. No, I'm just joking. But look, when you're in relationships, most people are going to be selfish. You see it all the time. It happens in movies. Girls are best friends growing up, and then all of a sudden a guy comes in, and then the girls are arguing over the guy, and then relationships are over. It's what makes fun, entertaining movies. But relationships are going to be selfish. People are going to push their friends aside because they want to connect with someone. I would just say if you're going to consider moving to the Philippines, I would make sure that you're married first before you move over there. That's my personal opinion. Don't move anywhere to no country unless you're married. Now, if you're married, and you want to move over there, then just count up the cost. You have to just be real with it.
What if he wants to go there and then marry her over there?
If your intention is for marriage, I believe that's a decision that you need to discuss with the person. Also, you need to pray and ask God, what does he say about it? If he gives you the okay, if you have peace about it, if that person's intended for you, then, I don't see it as being a problem. But there are all kinds of issues that you have to take in consideration. What about family? What about job? What about life? What about work? Do you like the Philippines? Do you like the food? Can you live over there? Can you tolerate it? Or you could be homesick. Do you want to come back? What about the weather? You have to ask yourself millions of questions.
Yeah. You finished with that?
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Veronica was saying, also sorry off topic, but bro, have you seen any new movies? Ip Man 4 is coming soon also. It's getting a spin-off film as well. Andre says she's from China. His new girlfriend.
We give you extra heart for China.
Because made in China, Andre.
Yes.
But we can say, I have to have to ask God to make you a better man. If you aren't whole or centered, and God gives you a good woman, more than likely you will not be able to support her.
Yeah.
Ron say, taking my wife shopping this evening. You two have a great evening. Looking for you two next time you vlog.
Okay, Ron.
Andy the Frugo say, hey guys, long time no see.
What's up, Andy? Long time no see.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah. There was a question that you mentioned. I'm trying to remember what it was. I just forgot it. Oh, that's what it was. Brolican movies. Yeah, we just saw Aquaman yesterday. And what else was it?
I've been watching soaps.
Let me scroll back up to that one. Oh yeah, Ip Man 4. I haven't seen anything with Ip Man 4. I'm not sure if there's a trailer for it. I'll have to look that one up. But I'll definitely be looking forward to that. Taking my wife shopping. Ron, we're still waiting for you guys to vlog.
We won't
How are
forget.
you too? Missed you too, Andy. But I have 7 boys. I am torn what to do. 7 boys? You trying to replenish the earth? Now, see, when you throw that into the equation, that's a lot to take in consideration because there's protection issues. I'm not saying trying to act like the Philippines is more dangerous than any other country. I mean, America can be as dangerous. Actually, when I was in Indonesia, I felt totally safe there. It was the presence of God, but I felt more afraid in America than I did in Indonesia.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I told you this before. You don't remember? My Baba doesn't remember nothing. I told you, I said, man, I felt pretty safe there. Like, it just felt pretty safe. I mean, there's a couple situations where people were kind of staring, but that wasn't that bad. But it felt pretty safe, man. Like I never once felt like I'm gonna have to throw down. Good thing I loved Asian women since I was little.
It's Andre.
Yeah, that's Resident 170 actually.
Yeah, that's Andre.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Forgetting Andre. Since you guys moved into that house, you've been MIA. We're on Instagram, so if you follow us on Instagram, we're always uploading photos and videos on Instagram. What happened? Got lost in that huge house. Nah, this house is not that big.
Hey, Instigator is driving. Be careful.
Hey, Instigator, what's up, man? Well, Instigator, they are in the States. They are here in the States or in the Philippines. Oh yeah, if you're driving, you can always check this out later.
Yeah.
And watch on the replay.
Safety first.
Yeah, and I want you to like be all into it. You gotta battle traffic. But yeah, just watch the replay.
How can he be driving and typing too at the same time?
Same way people text and drive at the same time, and they're not supposed to. But yeah, so I just want to say, man, I know, as I say in all my live things, sometimes, man, when people give you advice, it can be kind of hard because the first thing that you want to say is, "What's easy for you?" You say, "You already got yours," because I used to be like that too. When I was single and I wanted my Asian wife so bad, and people were married, it's like, well, that's easy for you to say. You already got yours. You got something, and I'm sitting here waiting. And look, sometimes you just have to calm down, calm your hormones down. It's not the end of the world. And when it's time, it'll happen. And it's better that you get the one from the Lord. It's like every time I move the focus,
Try to adjust.
the tracking is adjusting it, yeah. So you just have to calm down. Sorry, that's so annoying. I want to turn the volume down, but I'm not sure what it's going to do to the screen. Hey, what's up, Joe? Let me see if I can turn this volume down and see what will happen.
Can they hear you?
I think so. Can you guys still hear us? Somebody let us know if you can hear us.
Weird signs just happened.
Yeah, I just turned the volume down and it,
That's his notification.
yeah. I got it like a robot. We're doing good. Okay, you hear us. All right, good. So I put it on vibrate because I'm getting all these texts and emails coming through. So that's what you heard, that little robot noise. No, they would still stay here in the States. Oh, okay. So how old are they, if you don't mind me asking? Are your boys like several different ages, like, like 5, 6, 13, 20 and stuff like that? Or are they all grown? Because I mean, if you've been married for like 20 years and you're coming out of a relationship and your kids are all grown and you want to go overseas and marry someone, it's different then. But even still, I would say make sure you know that person and make sure everything checks out fine before you go overseas to meet a girl. She came over here for me. I mean, the plan was for me to go over there, but she just couldn't wait. No. She had to come and get her black man.
Has to be the trust in there.
So she came over here and she never went back until last year. Voice to text.
Oh, that's how he typed.
Oh, your kids are in the States. Wow, no wonder you can bring your girl in the Philippines here, kid. Did you forget your own nephew? How could you forget your own nephew? We would never forget you, Andre. Here, one more heart for Andre. Our nephew. Child support is rent money for you. Small mortgage. They're off the topic. Oh, by the way, did you get an immigration lawyer to help with her status in the USA? No. The funny thing is, actually, we did go see one, remember?
Oh, yeah, we just pretty much asked for questions, and after that, we did it all ourselves.
Yeah, we actually ended up praying for the lady, joining hands, like praying for her.
Yeah.
She looked like she was going through. We went with my mom, and I recorded that conversation.
It's amazing. Did we know that she's Christian actually? No, right?
No, it's just all the hand of the Lord maneuvering things.
I know, right?
There are so many instances and situations in our lives we can tell you about where the Lord did stuff for us. But to stay on topic, we'll share that for later. We'll start talking about many different blessings financially and stuff the Lord has done for us. That's just been all God, and give a testimony to that. But so yeah, we end up doing it ourselves. We went to visajourney.com. That's a good website. We were reading up on our situation, and basically, this one person was just saying, go overboard on everything, overkill on everything. Just have more information and more proof than you need. And that's exactly what we did. We printed out pictures, emails, everything. We had like a stack that was like that thing,
Yeah.
We still have it to this day. And so better have more than not enough. You want to read what they're saying?
Okay, it was a long one. Okay, let me start with which one? Okay, that one. Joe. Is his name Joey or Joe, Poppy?
Zoe.
Zoe. Okay, Zoe say I've been in a bad luck with women here. No matter how much I tried, I get friend zone. Then I lose her as a friend. Instigators say yes. Probably can say I asked because I know someone who did get a lawyer, but he said you can do it yourself to save money. But he did say the lawyer was there every step and even in the room during the immigration interview. Joey say a lot of these girls I meet here, even if they are church girls, they given their bodies to so many guys that now want to change. So many guys that they now want to change. Instigators say youngest is 14. Joey say, but when they get a good man, they only want him as a friend. And to be, I've kind of stopped chasing women here in the USA. And instigators say rest are grown. Oh, the rest of them are grown.
Okay, that's good. Well then, 14.
I haven't finished it, Bobby. You want me to finish it?
I probably won't want to leave my 14-year-old, but that's just me. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
Okay. And the Virgo say instigator is ignoring me today. I was kidding my friend. Joey say 18 years here and not one goal. I'm not upset or discouraged. I'm just kind of stopped looking and focusing schooling, money, and travel. Earl Owen say hello.
Hey, Earl, how you
Hello.
doing? Welcome. Okay. As I was mentioning before, 14. If that's the youngest, is he going to come with you to the Philippines? Because you might want to consider taking him with you. Because 14, they need their father at that time. What do you guys think? What do you got? Read that.
What do you guys think? 40% of men will never have a girlfriend or will die alone here in the USA. I guess he's reading statistics or something.
Look, people make statistics all the time, but the only thing that you should be concerned about, let me rephrase it like this. The only thing we should be concerned about is what does God say? What does God's word say? And if you live your life based on statistics, then statistically, we probably all should be dead or something. People can forge statistics and make things up to fit their own agenda and spin things. The point of the matter and the truth of the matter is God says, let every man have his own wife, let every wife have her own husband. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication. So, to avoid fornication, what is up, the big O experience? He's sending something in Chinese.
This is Japanese.
Japanese.
I think, I don't know. Sumimasen, is that it? Konnichiwa. And I don't know the rest. I know just a little bit. When I was in high school, learned a little bit of Japanese.
Asian skills. He said very good.
Thank you.
The big O experience. What's up, man? What's up with the videos? Where you been? It's like 6-8 months. We need some more videos, man. I want to see that garden. We went to the store. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna upload some video footage that we took at Home Depot. I should have recorded more, but we're recording a lot of plants. We're thinking of starting our garden, so we need some more gardening, like you and the Wallace Life.
Yeah.
We need some more garden videos, man. We're about to start. So what's going on, man? You can't be quitting.
He's busy with life.
Jamie and his wife look younger after his weight loss.
Thank you, Andy.
Lost 10 years. Thank you. Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm actually gaining weight because I've been working out. And yeah, I went from, you guys know my fattest was 226 down to one. Man, actually, I went down to like 154. I almost at one point was about to be 152. But ever since I've been working out, now I'm starting to, start to gain a little bit more weight up here. I haven't been lifting as heavy, just light weights around the house. But it's kind of hard because this shirt's kind of loose. But you can see it on Instagram. So now I'm starting to gain weight. So now I'm like back at 171 pounds. I weighed myself, I was like 173 this morning. Because when you start putting on muscle, you start gaining weight. My face was slim. It's still slim, but it's kind of getting full a little bit again. So yeah, man. And people still ask me about weight loss, and I try to tell them, direct them to the live videos, but sometimes people are just too lazy.
No, Papa, there are just too many videos to scroll through, so it's easier than you like pinpoint which one
I
they
was
have.
being sarcastic, Bobby. No, but I'm happy to tell people about the weight loss program, so thank God for that. Go ahead, read it.
Okay, Joy say it's easy for people to say, but it's okay. It's harder to single and ever had a girlfriend to actually get one.
That's not true, man. I have to disagree with you. I've been single for 10 years.
So me too. I think more than 10 years.
10 years by choice because I waited. There is.
You were dating, so is that considered single too?
No, I was.
In between, you were dating, right, Pape?
No, let's see, I have to think. From 1999, I had, in 2003, I had a girlfriend for like a week. So we're not going to count that. I mean, a week, it's not really nothing serious. And then I dated another girl for like a month. So that was it.
Okay.
So basically, it's from 1999 into 2010 until I met you. So, pretty much basically single. I mean, dating a girl for a week, I mean, what is that? Going to work for a week and then it's over. That's not nothing serious. The other one, a month, we could say somewhat serious, maybe. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. All right, for the record, guys, I just had a girl on Instagram. I won't name any names, but she's Chinese, and she was talking to me. She likes black guys. She says she's in black guys, and she wants to come to America. Am I lying, Bobby? There are Chinese women, there are Asian women out there that like black guys. If you're black watching this, or if you're white, Spanish, whatever, this ain't about race. But since the majority of you guys are of a darker persuasion, shall we say, we'll just say that a lot of you guys are interested in Asian girls. I know some of you are watching, or you like all women, white, black, Asian, Spanish, whatever, African. But if you are interested in Asian women, there are out there, and there are a lot of women. And I went to Indonesia, man. There are a lot of women that are single in Indonesia. My wife looks dark compared to them. Some of them Chinese are like Japanese, Korean pale. Like it looks like they've been bleaching their skin. They're like white, And the lighting here makes you look kind of yellow. Well, you're kind of yellow in general, but when you see her, she could be really pale. But some of these Chinese women over there were extremely pale. And if you love pale girls, or if you love yellow girls, or tan girls, there are so many Asian women in Asia that you can snag up and bring here.
Absolutely.
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't say it's true, but I've been there now and I've recorded them for single people I know. And there is no excuse for you not to have a girl.
Yeah, there are 2 billion people in China, and Indonesia. I think for the level of population wise, I think we are number 3 or number 4.
Yeah, there's
something like that.
10 million in Jakarta, I think. I know New York has 9 million. I think Jakarta has 10 million. But anyway, my point is there are lots of women out there. So there are women for you. There might not be anybody in your city, but if you're going to limit it to just your city, then you can say, yeah, there's nobody for me. But if you talk about the entire world, I mean, all of the United States of America, you trying to tell me you can't find one girl? All of Asia, Indonesia, China, Japan, Korea. Man, there's girls. If I was not married right now, I could probably have about 5 girlfriends. Cause I know when girls are interested in you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, what they're trying to say probably is hard to find the right one. That's what it is, probably. I mean, if you want to just any person, it's different.
Well, yeah, I mean that, but I'm just saying like to say that there's none. Finding the right one, of course, that can be a challenge, and
To
that's
put some work.
yeah, that could be a challenge. But then again, it's also supposed to be the fun part because as a man, you're a hunter. You need to go hunt that woman and then take ownership and own her. And she's yours to cherish and dominate. She's yours. And they're waiting to be dominated too, trust me. So go out there and get one for $9.99. No. Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Bigger experience. He said, so busy with the business. Working 2 jobs, will begin germinating for the spring season. We'll upload videos soon.
Okay.
And then instigator said she will come here till he graduates. That's good, right? Broly can say, is there an Indonesian dating site? Laugh out loud. I don't know. Probably
Yeah,
there.
Christian
I'm pretty
Cafe,
sure,
man. They're
yes.
on Christian Cafe.
Probably. Maybe Christian Cafe is kind of like old. We don't know what they have right now. I mean, it's totally
Nothing's
different.
changed. La-da-dee.
And the Firgo say fortune is nice. Any other woman would have slapped you silly for saying that women there look good. LOL.
The women look good.
Maybe when you mentioned the women in Indonesia look good or something like that.
I don't get that one. But okay.
What he was trying to say is, if you say some other women look good, I should have.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. I didn't say that, did I?
I don't remember. Maybe, yeah.
I said they were pale. I said, so if you like, pale, whatever. I didn't say if you want hot, sexy, I'm not saying, oh, they're those. I wasn't saying all that. Yeah, of course. I can understand that. But to answer your question, if she's going to come here to America and your son's 14 and she's going to stay until after he graduates, then you want to move, okay, that's a different story. You might want to discuss it with her. You might want to discuss it with your son. I just know me, like when they're that young, and if he graduates, he's 18, he's still basically young, and they're still going to need their parents. Me personally, I don't think I could, because I wouldn't want to leave my son. If something happens and you're overseas, that's a long way to come visit someone. So you just have to take these things in consideration. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but pray about it, because if they're really independent and they can't wait to get out, and I know usually around that age people like to leave and become their own people anyway, so but it's always good to have your parents to come back to you and to help you out if something goes bad. And if your dad's overseas, because he got married, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you feeling kind of guilty? Sounds like you're feeling a little guilty.
Okay. Legal experience say, my cousin married a woman from China. Both are doctors. I'm also very much attracted to Asian features. Andre say, wish you guys could come to my graduation. Wow.
Yeah.
We wish we can go too, Andre.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Andy the Frugal say, I love Filipinos due to how sweet they are.
Yeah, when I was growing up, as you know, I've mentioned being raised around Filipinos, dating them my entire life. I always admired, one thing about that was it was not hard getting a Filipino girl, and I'm not trying to say they're easy. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, y'all. Come on, we gotta have a little bit of fun here. We don't have to be so uptight. But we all know women can be easy in general. But it was fun dating them because they were sincere, and I appreciate that.
They are kind of, most of them, like sweet puppy.
Yeah, but some of them, and they could be after. Let me put it like this. I know this can be in all races of people because women can be scandalous everywhere. But from my own personal experience, I did notice that a lot of times when you're dating a Filipino girl, sometimes the friends be having wandering eyes. And sometimes it can be the same for the Vietnamese girls, the Cambodian girls, the Laos girls, the Thai girls, whatever. All women can have wandering eyes. I'm just saying, like, when you're in those circles and you're hanging out there and partying, clubbing and all that, you just notice certain things. I'm not saying all women are like that, but I notice, you know, the way the world and the way the system is with these girls. A lot of them can have wandering eyes, but you know, that's life of the club.
Ready? Instigator say, I bleed red just like you. There is no color. Did we talk anything about color earlier? Maybe you can like any other. Well, I don't know. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Oh, me too, Andy. That's what he said. Sorry. Now, bigger experience say, IMO. What IMO stands for, babe? Finding
In my opinion,
Oh, okay. Finding the right one is not about what part of the planet the one lives, but rather more about an individual's ability to do what the Bible refers to as exercise a discerning spirit.
who said that?
Big experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
and it also goes to what I was saying earlier, how I say I don't think people should be practicing dating because you're giving a piece of yourself around to everyone. I believe you should pray and ask the Lord for the one and ask the Lord to send that person across your path. But most people don't have the patience to wait it out because when we don't get it when we want, we go looking for it. And sometimes you can run into that person. Sometimes that person can be at your church. And of course, we know that you don't have to be in China to find your spouse. You can find it in your city. You can find it wherever.
especially these days, man, the internet is just awesome.
Man, if I had these phones when I was talking to her, oh my gosh, man.
At the time, we have to pay internet like so expensive at the time.
Yeah, I used to have the headset, and I would be talking to her in the bed, and I have it plugged in my computer, and I'd be laying in the bed and falling asleep, and she'll be up, and then it'll be the opposite. We used to drive each other crazy. Now what?
And the quality is 240 also.
Yeah, that's like 240. And 480 was like amazing,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not that old. I mean, but like.
And the connection is terrible over there.
Yes, that's one thing about Indonesia. The connection was terrible.
That was last time though, big.
But even when I went through, the connection was still bad. I'm sorry, man.
Fighting with other people.
Yeah, I see why people carry like 3 phones and they all have like this power like modem or whatever.
No, it's modem. It's like
battery. I'm sorry. Yeah.
The part, whatever you call that thing is.
The battery.
Next, Damien, right? Is that yeah? I think this is
Damien Maya.
Damien Asman. Yeah, Filipina all the way for me. It's very easy to find a good quality woman that will love you forever, especially a Filipina. It's easy to find a crazy one also.
Yeah, that's true. But since we're promoting the Philippines, we have to promote China now.
Okay, next. Andy say, I actually wanted to date a Chinese woman, but always felt I wasn't yet successful enough to date one.
Let me chime in on here when it comes to women, because sometimes we get caught up in these things, and sometimes I'm not going to act like it doesn't exist, like certain women aren't into certain things. There are certain women that are all about accomplishments and they won't talk to you unless you've got this or that, but not all women are like that. And I'm trying to tell you, there are so many women out there that would settle for you. There are so many, they call them throwaways in China. They teach them to go to college, do all this stuff at a young age, and then when they reach before 25, it's like, now get married, And if they're not married by 28, then Chinese guys don't want them because, she's too old. And to us, that's retarded. It's like, she's only 28. There are a lot of women that are out there that want guys. And
but of course, Papa, that doesn't mean like, they just want any guys too. Sometimes they just get into that age because they cannot find the right one.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're talking about.
Okay. I thought it's just because they are throwaway, they just accept any guys. Because that's not really the case.
No, I never said that.
Okay.
Never in the history of the channel would I ever say something dumb like that. Of course we know that. That's why I just said, girls are different. Everyone's different. Some girls like people that are successful. Some girls just want to be loved. That's why I said that. So some girls are just looking for men to love them. And of course you want to be compatible and all that. And if you're Christian, you definitely want to have a Christ-centered relationship. But at the same token, just because you're a Christian and she's a Christian does not mean that you guys are for each other. there's personality differences. You know, do you have anything in common? You know,
Same vision.
exactly. Where are your goals? Where are you going in life? Where do you see yourself? Not everybody is for you, even though they're a Christian, you know, because some people haven't been delivered of different things. There are people with all kind of issues. We all, you know, have issues that we battle with and demons that we fight against. And some people are stronger than others in certain areas, and some people aren't. Some people are weaker. So you can compliment. I can, you know, compliment her in an area, and she can compliment me in an area. So you got to make sure you have the right person that's intended for you, and that goes to, yeah, that goes to asking and praying to God and making sure you know you have the right one. All right, leftover women. All right, I'm gonna scroll up. Sorry about the finger in your face. Every culture has its bad apples. Only through experience, through trials and tribulations, could one develop the ability to discern the good from the bad. So, date. I do have to slightly disagree with you on the last part when it says date. I would say date, but choose wisely who you date. Before you date, I'll put it like this: before you date, know what you want. That way, when you do date, you can narrow the gap and cut a lot of stuff off. If you're dating just for the sake of dating, just to fulfill a void because you want a girlfriend, then you could be wasting time and wasting someone else's time. And we've all done it. We've all been guilty of it. I'm not, you know, trying to down you from dating, but what I'm saying is, if you're looking to get married and you date, know what you want in a spouse. Know what you're looking for. If you don't have a standard, if you don't have a desire, if you don't know what you want, then any woman can do it. But, you know, just don't settle for a female because she's a female and you just want it. You know, have some goals. Say, these are the type of women that I like. This is the type of woman I want. I want a woman like this. I want a woman like that. I'm not saying you have to have this unrealistic expectation on a list that doesn't exist on planet Earth in any woman that can't really have any of those qualities, but have an idea. That way, when you start to talk to someone, you start to date, you can ask questions like, hey, you know, what do you think of this? And they go like, oh, I don't really like that. I'm not into that. Then you can say, okay, well, she's not the one for me. Now, as people get older, later on, people change, you know, and so later on, that person might be for you, but who wants to stick around and wait for that, you know? Let me get back to some of these questions. If Fortune had a sister, I'd say hook me up. She does have a sister. She's married. True big O. But I always have a girlfriend. I already have a girlfriend. Being alone is sometimes you have to go through a fasting season. The good news, all seasons come to an end. Yes, you go through the trials and the tribulations. We don't pitch a camp there. And sometimes we've all been guilty of pitching camps and complaining and moaning about it. But remember, God looks at your attitude. He watches your attitude. If you have a good attitude about a lot of things, He can bring you out of certain things a lot quicker. And sometimes we're just stubborn and we don't listen, you know, and God's trying to get our attention. So sometimes we go through a lot of things that we shouldn't have to. No need to have intercourse while dating, but nothing wrong. A little foreplay. Huh? No need to have intercourse while dating, but nothing wrong. A little foreplay. No, the Bible says it's best not for a man to touch a woman. Can a man take fire into his own bosom and not be burnt? No, you can't. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every wife have her own husband. So, let's not kid ourselves. No one's gonna play with fire and not get burnt. You don't need to be having foreplay in anything, because foreplay is gonna end up in the sheets having sexual intercourse. And I couldn't tell you, even in my 20s, I hear people talk about, oh, we're not doing nothing. You lying devil, man. You know daggone well where it's going when you messing around with the girl. You're going to sit there and tell me you're going to smell her perfume and you guys are going to be playing around and nothing's going to happen in the bed. No, buddy. Well, no, man, because I stopped before we went there. Oh, man, you're just trying to figure out how close you can get to the fire before you get burnt. And after a while, the flesh is going to give in and you will get burnt. I don't listen to anybody who says, oh, we're just doing this. We're not going to have sex. You lying devil. God created a woman to be soft and squishy and beautiful, and a man to be hard and rough. And when you put the two together, it's powerful. You can't play with your flesh. I'm sorry. Let's not kid ourselves. You can think you can fool yourselves, but if you start messing around with a girl and foreplay and all that while you're dating, and there's no standard, there's no barriers, you know, she's not telling you no, don't stop because she's excited and you're excited, then you're gonna go all the way. Unless God has mercy. I've heard of them. Would it be nice to be with a successful woman, but only if it would be real love and loyalty rules? Yeah, a lot of Asian women are loyal. I mean, women in general are loyal. You know, if you're watching this, you're not Asian, don't be offended. I'm just saying. Since everybody's talking about Asian.
Not really anymore, Bobby. You cannot really say that anymore.
I can't. I just came from Indonesia. They're all pretty loyal.
Well, you don't know. There are a lot of cheating women too.
Yes, but we're talking about, in general, most of the people that I saw over there were pretty, they're pretty nice. Your friends are pretty faithful. That generation you grew up is pretty good. I'm not talking about the younger millennial generation that grew up these days that has no morals. So
probably,
yeah.
Times changed.
Yeah. Look, even in my time, there were scandalous women out there, and there were still good women. There's probably more good women than bad women now, but and every generation, you know, the moral standard seems like it's getting lower and lower and lower, and people are lowering the standards, and people aren't teaching their children. It's the parents' jobs to teach their kids. And if you're not teaching your daughter, you're not teaching your son, then their standard is going to be low, low, low. You teach them to respect a woman, respect a man, and you put that in them. If you don't, television's going to say, you know, get all the hoes you can, get all the sex you can, get all the money you can. Don't respect nobody. Just get it while you can. That's the mentality of the world, which will lead your soul to hell, as we all know. Her Chinese are real tad picky due to family. That's not true.
Well, somewhat maybe. Because they prefer for their kids or.
I'll be honest with you. I used to think that. I think.
But they still have that type of mentality. They want
but
you
the
to
thing,
marry your own race.
No, he's saying a tad picky. Not picky as far as when it comes to like race.
Oh,
I'm not talking about race. I'm just talking about picky. Like, you know how some women are like, we only want to marry you if you're business or if you this or that. Please understand what I'm saying, because I don't want people thinking like I'm disagreeing with people. What I'm saying is, everybody, every race, women can be picky, just like men can be picky. And people want to say that, oh, Japanese girls are like this, or Chinese women are like this, or Filipino girls are like this. And I hate to generalize and say, oh, people are like that, because it can be kind of unfair to the person who's watching this and it's like, well, I'm not like that. Because not all Chinese women are like that. They may have been taught and trained in society to go for certain things, and the culture might push that, but what's in that person's heart can be different, you know? Yeah, there are a lot of picky women, and there's a lot of picky men out there. But I wouldn't say they're all Chinese women, because most Chinese women that I've met, they just want to see that you're good with family, and they want to know that you're serious and they're faithful and
a good person.
Yeah, and they're not really too picky. Now, if you get with these millennial hoes, shall we call them, these no morals, standard worldly women that just all about money and all that, then of course I agree with you 100%. Yeah, they're going to be picky because it's all about the Benjamins, baby. You want to read something?
No, I'm just responding to a text.
I'm a professional chef now, guys. What do you want me to cook for you, Riz?
Andre.
You can cook some ramen noodles for us. No, I'm just joking. I'm not sure. Whatever. Question for the missus. We talk about the beauty we find in Asian women, but what do you find so appealing about brother man sitting next to you? Laugh a lot. I often ask my wife that question about myself. the big old experience. You know what it is about the brothers. Come on. You know what it is about the brothers. You ain't gotta ask that question. You know it. It's in you, man. Feel it, taste it. Here, have some water. Now go ahead and answer his question.
I don't know what to say.
She's embarrassed.
No, I never. When I went online dating, it was because the previous experience with the when I date the guys over there is not successful. So I just tried online, and I never planned on dating certain race. I never planned on dating black guy at the time.
Are we too long?
No, it's fine.
No,
So no, it's fine. What
Okay.
time is it now?
Because we'll be going an hour, 2 minutes. And
Okay.
I don't want to go too long if you're sleeping. So if we're too long, I can cut it off.
Yeah, that's fine for now.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt. But he was in general saying, what is it about me?
I don't know. Maybe because when we talk and then it just like click or something, and then he was funny. So yeah.
You get the Asian women with the humor.
So we just continue talking. We actually started like as friends because at that time I was talking to somebody else too. So yeah.
But she quickly traded up. She's like, it's upgrade time. No, I think sometimes men have forgotten how to be men.
Oh yeah, and then he's Christian.
Yeah, women.
That's the most important for me at the time.
Yeah, women are women, and as men, I'm not saying arrogant men, but just confident men. Women love confidence, and I notice not all, but a lot of Chinese women seem to have this thing about their fathers. Like, I don't know, they love their fathers, and I don't know if their father didn't show them love, or it's not in the culture for a lot of them to tell their daughter that they love them. They show them love by buying and providing, but women are designed to be told, as a father, you should esteem your daughter's worth and her beauty by telling her, and I always find it really easy to get Chinese women because it's like you just esteem them, and I don't know, it just works for me. But getting Asian girls, man, that was the fun part of it. Talking to them, and let me tell you,
He used to talk to like a few different girls on the same screen.
yeah,
I was told.
they've heard about my pimping ways back in. No, I'm sure that wasn't pimping, but they heard about that, in so many other live vlogs. But what was it that Zoe said that I was getting at?
Was she like?
There's something he said that I wanted to get at. You want to show everybody your glasses?
No, I was about to wear because this thing is too small.
It's my wife's glasses. Her new job, she sits down a lot. She doesn't do too much walking. So
I'm planning on reading. This is
so
too
now
small.
look at her. Doesn't she look cute with glasses?
Like a teacher, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to read the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Earl Owen say, write a list of realistic qualities. Okay. Andre say, chef boy are Andre.
Say what?
Andre wants to own a restaurant, I guess.
Oh, okay. Check boy Andre. Okay, I got
Chef
you.
boy.
Chef, like Chef Boy ID. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
What does that mean, dude?
Chef Boy ID. It's like
Oh.
the can, like raviolis or something.
Oh.
It's like a
See?
brand.
Earl Owen say, being alone can allow God to prepare you to be a husband. Yep.
So true, so important.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. Because I know what it's like to be alone. We know what it's like to be alone. But what do you do when you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and praying and praying and praying and pleading and nothing happens? And then you start questioning your faith. Your hormones are raging and kicking in. What do you do? How do you make it through that? You get online and find an Asian girl. No, I'm just joking. Some stuff, man, you're just gonna have to go through it, man. I mean, there is no easy, nice way of saying it. Some things you just have to suffer in your flesh. Those that live godly shall suffer persecution. There's persecution for your faith. There's also persecution for your flesh to deny yourself in this wicked generation when everyone's going out and fornicating and clubbing and partying and drinking and everything, and give all it up and say, I'm gonna live for Jesus, I'm gonna wait. You deny yourself of the pleasures and satisfactions of right now. And It's not normal because most people in this world, to be quite frankly with you, aren't that strong and don't want to resist giving up. But for those of us that do, we know that there's a reward and it's better. That way, in marriage, when you do these things, when you get married, because the time will come when you'll get married, you can enjoy it and it's worth something because you waited and the blessings of the Lord make it rich and out of no sorrow. There's no strings attached. You didn't shorten yourself or cheat yourself, and it's more enjoyable and you'll be blessed, from generations to generation. The Lord will show you favor and kindness. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Questions, bigger experience. Can an individual be guilty of fornication or adultery by simply thinking about the act, or do they need to actually physically do the deed?
Let me put it to this. When God was going to destroy planet Earth, he said, the thoughts of mankind are continually on evil. They're continually wicked. So he decided to wipe out planet Earth. Did he do it because he said mankind is evil, or did he say the thoughts? Of course, we know the world was wicked during that time of Noah, but the thoughts of mankind were continually evil. Adultery, fornication, all these things. When you sin, the Bible says you're drawn away by your own lust.
Don't we have a scripture in the Bible says that even though if you look and think, and then you already actually sin.
Yeah, you can quote that.
I don't remember exactly how it says.
You can look it up while I talk. Basically, it's in your mind. Like, it's not a sin to be tempted, but when you give it that second thought and you dwell on it, that's how the devil projects thoughts into your mind. Oh, they're talking trash about you. They don't like you, or this or that. When that seed hits your mind, you can either accept it or reject it. He's going to throw darts at you that he knows might stick. So if you accept it, a lustful thought, if your eyes happen to stumble and you happen to see something you're not supposed to be looking at, and it's on accident, or you didn't purposely go out to look at it, then no, you haven't sinned. You just feel like, oh Lord, forgive me. I'm not trying to look at that. But if you're purposely going out and seeking those things, and your heart and your mind is on it, it can be sin in your heart because your seeds are getting planted. You look at this person, they're showing a little too much, and then you keep looking at them, they keep showing a little too much, and then you find yourself looking towards that. Then it starts to become sin because you're willfully participating in something that's not right. So you have to put on the whole armor of God, the breastplate of righteousness, sword of the Spirit, helmet of salvation. Question.
There was one.
You want to read it? People are picky all over the world. No family wants their daughter with their loser. That's true, Brolican. I agree with you 100%. Of course, that's smart. No, yeah, picky when it comes to, and you should be. Like, please don't misunderstand me. As many of you guys are fathers, of course you're gonna be picky for your children. You want your children to have the best. You feel your children deserve the best, and I agree with you. You want the best for your daughter. You want the best for your son. So you want to be picky. You should teach your children to be picky. That is smart. That's wisdom. Teach them to choose. And that comes with self-worth. When you teach them what they're worth, their self-worth, that they don't have to settle for something. A lot of us, if we had settled with what we had picked, we've been very disappointed right now. But thank God he has some of us waiting, and some of us had to wait because his best was much better than our temporary choices. We were just trying to solve a temporary problem, loneliness, desire to have sex, with a temporary, with a permanent solution, which God didn't want us to do. An acquaintance of mine married a throwaway woman who was from a billionaire family, a black guy from the hood, and now doing real estate with his firm. So it could happen. Very cute with the glasses. Thanks. Fa Chen. It's FAQIONG.
Don't make it too complicated for people.
I'm just messing with you. Once you name a decision, you need two things: discipline to continue and strength to not give up. So true. The only way to get through it is self gratification. Not allowed. Sorry, once we make a decision typo. Okay, no problem. Yeah,
But
so go ahead.
I found the
Go ahead.
verses that referring to that questions about the big experience questions. It was in Matthew 5:28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her had committed adultery with her heart already in his heart.
Has committed adultery already in his heart.
Had committed adultery with her heart already in his heart. Let me have you read it, because probably my accent is just too strong. Just want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. Yeah, that's a strong accent, man. Because it sounds like you're saying her accent, man, is so strong.
Yeah, I'm original.
Married almost 9 years and I still don't understand my wife. Yeah, so these are just, advices that we give and you guys give for all those that are, still single. Andre, if you're with your Chinese girl, just make sure she's what you're looking for. Be careful. Don't waste your time, and have fun. If you're young and you're watching this, enjoy life. Don't be in a rush to get older, because trust me, when you get older, when you're young, you're like, I can't wait till I get older. Oh, when I turn 18, oh, when I turn 20, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And as soon as you get that age, life starts speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. Next thing you know, you're 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. You're like, oh my God, I'm about to be 30, but slow down. Let's slow down. Let's just breathe and slow down here. It's just moving too fast. And after 30, it just blazes by. Next thing you know, you're 35. You're like, oh my God, I'm almost 40. Like, ew, like I'm gonna be old. I can't believe I'm gonna be 40.
The good thing is everybody's getting old.
Yeah, the thing is, when I was like Andre's age growing up, and I remember like people that were in their 40s would talk to me. I'm like, oh my God, they're so old. Like, oh, the Lord will return before I reach 40. That's so old. And then when you turn 40, you're like, wait a minute. I can't believe I'm 40. It's like just the other day I was in high school playing Nintendo. The latest video games were coming out, going to the mall, breakdance, whatever. And it's like, you're 40 and it's like, I don't even feel 40. I don't look 40. But know this, as you get older, it depends on your lifestyle. If you're not living healthy, getting older can be a burden. But, if you work out, eat good and everything, when you get older, you can still look good, feel good, and be young and enjoy your life. You don't have to, regret getting older. Grow old gracefully. Be happy, because most people are checking out. I mean, we all heard that Luke Perry died, whether he was killed by the powers that be or whatever. I don't know. But it's just sad when you see people that you grew up with watching and people are checking out early under the weirdest of circumstances, So just enjoy your life and don't stress over things that you have no power over. Stressing over it is just
right.
It's just a lack of trust in God, and we've all been guilty of it. I'm not here to point fingers at anybody. We just have to have faith in God. Go ahead, read it.
Okay. Brother can say it's true. If you do not desire something, you will not last after it. Big experience say, thank you for the insight, sis. You're welcome. I love my wife.
You're welcome, Mr. Big Old Experience. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I love my wife dearly. That's good. And I'm thankful to God. She is perfect for me, even with all her imperfections.
Who's that, a Big Old Experience? Yeah, man. Thank God for you. Thank God for your wife. Go ahead.
My mind has wandered, but never will act on it. Still, I sin.
Who's that?
I'm still finishing Big Experience.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to somebody else.
Yeah.
And let me deal with this, man, because a lot of people aren't honest and they're doing themselves and a lot of people a disservice. When you're married and you're young and everything and you think, oh, this is the most beautiful woman, look, you're always going to come across another female that's going to be younger, hotter, sexier. Your wife will come across a guy, believe it or not, that might be hotter than you, although they can't be hotter than me, but younger, hotter, whatever. That might be tempting. The devil's gonna send stuff across you to get you deract. He's gonna probe you and everything. And just in general, you might just come across someone that's just a beautiful woman. And you might be thinking, my gosh, she's beautiful. Like if I wasn't married, I'd date her, Look, those thoughts come across you and it's a natural thought. But if it's lustful thoughts, if you like, I want to hook up with her because I want to sleep with her, things like that is, those thoughts are wrong. But you're always going to see someone that's beautiful. I mean, I'm in Indonesia and I'm walking with my wife and everything, and all around me you see younger, beautiful Asian girls, and you just that's why before you get married, you have to make sure that you're delivered from lust. And if you're just marrying an Asian woman because you lust after Asian woman, you better make sure we get lust out of you, whatever race it is. You got to get the lust out of you because if you don't, you're only kidding yourself. You're only going to be with that person, and when you get tired of that, then you're going to be looking for something else. And a lot of guys get with girls, and their eyes are wandering because they didn't truly get what they want. So be honest with yourself before you get married. If you like a hot woman, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a hot, sexy woman. And we keep this PG because this is a family channel. But there's nothing wrong with having certain desires. Some guys like thicker women, some guys like slimmer women, some guys don't really mind. Some women like thicker guys, some women like slimmer guys, some women just don't really mind. It just depends on you and your characteristic. But lust, perversion, you got to get that out of your mind. You got to get that out of your heart. You can't have all that stuff in you and get married because you're not going to be satisfied because lust can't be satisfied. Once it's like, oh, I want a yellow one. And then you'll see a tan one. You're like, look at that tan flesh. I want a tan one. Nasty thing. And then it's like, oh, there's a pale one. I want a pale one. I want it all. I'm just nasty. You know what I'm saying? You have to get that stuff out of you, man. Because that stuff can be poison and eat away at your soul. You have to pick one and stick it out and ride it out. Trust me. Anybody who's been married who hasn't thought about leaving and doesn't admit it, I think they haven't truly been married because in marriage, you're going to get tested in all forms. Other women will test you. Other men might test you. There's all kind of temptations, So you just have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to communicate. Get that stuff out. Talk about it. If you need to talk to someone about it, find someone that you trust. And then, that's not going to spread your business around. That's going to hold you accountable and be held accountable. If you're struggling to issue, if you have issues, be held accountable. It's only when people hide and don't want to share the lies because, I don't like going to church or I don't trust people because they're just going to use it. No.
It has to be godly counsel.
Exactly, godly counsel. And people that act like that are filled with pride, and it's a form of pride. For anyone to think that what they're going through has never been experienced on planet Earth, it's a form of pride and you don't realize it. The Bible clearly states there's nothing new under the sun. So what you're going through, your situations and everything, someone has gone through it. And someone has come out on the other side and there's help for you, there's counseling. But if you don't accept that hand, then you have no excuse. You can't blame God. God wants to help you. He wants to help everybody. Mm-hmm. So let's just be open and honest. Thoughts come across your mind. Let's be honest. We're living in the last days, man. Satan sends all kind of lustful stuff. You can't even go on social media without, everything in the world thrown at you. Somebody can like your photo. You're like, oh, who's this? And you click on the photo and it's like pure adult material. It's like, block. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I won't be following you on Instagram. It's just like everything's going to be thrown in your face because the devil's mad. He wants to take everybody with him to hell. So, we're all at different stages and different levels. And some people, they could be struggling with alcohol. Some people, it could be cigarettes. Some people could be lust and perversion, pornography, fornication, adultery, backstabbing, murder, jealousy. Whatever the sin is, man, we all have issues. There are generational curses to follow every generation, but we have to break that stuff in Jesus' name. I know that there is help. There is forgiveness. God's not trying to send you to hell. Everybody that goes to hell goes there because they chose to be there. God is making this very easy for us. The problem is we live in a fallen world. Mankind is in a sinful state, in an unrepentant state, and the Lord is soon to return. So things are amping up. Things are getting darker and worse. There's more spirits loose. There's more perverted spirits than ever, man. lust is attacking everybody. You could be married and sexually happy, and just the devil don't care. You just come out lust. Just take it. Just think about it. And join me in hell. It's like, where did this come from? I wasn't even thinking about that. You can have all kind of weird dreams. You got witches, warlocks, casting spells, trying to astral project in people's sleep and dreams, and all kind of craziness, man. So you have to stay prayed up. You have to stay in your word, and you have to, assemble yourself with your fellow brothers in the Lord. Go ahead.
Okay. Taylor's Day. Taylor's World. Wow, I cannot believe I found a Christian couple. I've been going through a lot with the people I hang out with. They don't exactly believe Jesus Christ as I do.
Welcome to the party.
Hey, Taylor.
Hey, thanks for joining us. And yes, we are a Christian couple, and I'm not trying to hide it.
And you say, stress is a killer. Make me look older but grateful. And Big Experience say, thumbs up for the conversion.
Amen.
Matthew V say, where's the best place to meet Chinese/Taiwanese women in their early 20s? Because I'm a single black man that likes Asian women looking to have fun with, etc.
What type of fun are we talking about? Because I know a Chinese girl that's in Asia right now, in China, that likes black guys, and she wants to come to Florida because I joke with her and say, you should come to Florida. She's like, okay. Look, man, they're out there. Where to go to look? That's the $1.5 billion question. Go ahead.
Okay. Earl Owen say, preach it, brother.
Yeah, the thing is, sometimes you don't have to go anywhere. Like, I didn't have to go anywhere. I just went online. And I say it again, and my wife's always like, it's different, it's changed. But maybe it is different, maybe it is changed. Pray about it. And sometimes you just have to try some stuff out. Just be careful what sites you go to. Just be prayerful about it and ask the Lord. Just go online and type in Christian dating sites or, dating sites. But I prefer that you type in Christian dating sites so you don't have to deal with it. Because you're going to have enough issues to deal with people, even on Christian dating sites that aren't really Christians. You see people halfway looking like they do adult material types of the Christians, So they're there, man. Like back in the day when we had Yahoo Messenger, I used to chat with all kind of Asian girls. I used to go in the chat rooms, Malaysia, Vietnam. I wasn't biased. I went to them all. That's where she would see me like saying I talked to 5 different girls because I used to have this one Vietnamese girl sing to me in the morning. I was like, as soon as I log on, I'm like, go ahead and sing my song for me. She sings to me. I was straight pimping. But I was young in my 20s and I was just wasting time and foolishness. But it's on an ego trip. What does it say? Thanks again for the insight. You two gotta go back to work. Continue blessings with you and your loved one. Yeah. Thanks for joining. We appreciate it.
Yes.
We'll look forward to your video on gardening coming soon. So yeah, there are places out there. You just have to find them, and you pray to God and he'll open the door for you to meet people, to travel places, maybe get referred, a friend can recommend somebody, or you just meet them. And if you meet them, you can't be afraid to talk to them. You can't put them on such a pedestal that you miss your opportunity because you're like, oh my gosh, she's Asian. How do I connect with an Asian girl? They're just women. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. Just treat them like a woman. Be a man. Find out what they like. It's in you. It's in your characteristic. You have to just, I don't know. Either you have it or you don't. You just got to be able to connect with someone. Like, you can do something foolish. Just talk to them about a Korean soap. Like, I told you guys this one time. I was working as a cashier at like Winn-Dixie, and this half white and Korean girl came in, and she was pretty hot. My wife knows. I said this. She was young, and she came in and she was looking kind of sad, and she came through my line. So I was just trying to make her happy. And I was just talking to her, and she's just kind of like, whatever. I said, hey, do you happen to watch Korean soaps? And her eyes lit up. She looked at me. She's like, yes. Oh my God, I love Korean soaps. I was like, me too. I was like, have you seen this one soap, Songs on the Skip? She's like, yes, I love that soap. Oh my God. And everybody turned around and looked at me, and I was like, oh, what about this? She's like, yes, oh my God. Man, you would have thought that I had found the one. And every time that girl came in there, she came through my line again. Something as simple as just talking about Korean soaps. I almost had a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know what people are going through, and you just have to find what people's interests are, and be a good observer. Study people, watch people, you know, and pray about it. And if you're a woman watching this and you're having relationships, how do you find the guy that's intended for you? It's the same thing, same principle. You pray and you ask the Lord. There are a lot of people that are just, I know people that are just stubborn. They don't want to listen. They just go out there and they continue to do what they want to do. They don't want to take godly advice. And they're going to keep going around in a circle, beating themselves up the side of the head, in and out of relationships in the same old cycle, not realizing there's a test that you have to pass. And until you pass that test, you're going to keep going around in that same circle again. You know, you're going to be miserable, upset, mad at people that get theirs, that are happy. When is it going to be mine? And you're going to think God doesn't love you. He doesn't want you to get married. He doesn't want you to be happy. He does. But you have to understand there's a time and season for all things. God just wants you to have a close relationship with Him. So when He does bring that person to you, you can lead and guide that person. He doesn't want like two halves trying to make a whole. He wants two whole people coming together. Because if I'm bleeding and hurting and she's bleeding and hurting, we come together, we're just going to be bleeding and hurting together, you know? You have to get delivered to a certain point and be strong. And God wants to see that you can hold it down on your own so you can carry her when she's weak, because women are emotional creatures. And some of the guys can be like that too. Go ahead, read it.
Okay. Well, I went back up because I haven't read this one. So Andy was asking, ever been tempted or came close to lust after another woman? Same questions for Fachim except for a man.
Have I ever been tempted to lust after? Yeah, if you actually click on someone's page and it's just like full-fledged triple X whatever, lust is just thrown at you right there, you know. So,
Maybe what he wants to try to say is like you wanna like go after it. I think.
oh no, because I don't put myself in that situation. I don't trust myself, you know.
Maybe I think maybe that came close to lust after another woman. That's his
Man, that stuff attacks you all the time, and I don't put yourself in the situation to be tempted. Avoid it, run from it. Don't talk to girls. I don't be talking to girls by myself. You know, I don't be trying to minister to women by myself. No, that's what my wife is there for. Because women are crazy. I've complimented women, and they want to bear children. You know what I'm saying? Women can be emotional, and I'm not trying to down women here, but yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Women are emotional creatures, you know, and so you just have to be extremely careful. And I don't put myself in the position to be tempted. Now, let's on the real talk about this internet, because you may not be putting yourself out there to be tempted, but let's not act like there's not access to your phone or to your computer to see all kind of smut on the internet. And if you're struggling with issues and things like that, you just need to stay clear of the internet. You know, you need to put some locks on there, or you need to be held accountable, because it's very easy to get caught up in stuff that you shouldn't be looking at, you know. So yeah, there are all kind of temptations to get thrown out there, you know. And just because you don't give into it today doesn't mean that the devil doesn't keep putting in your face that you won't snag on it. He does that. He just wants you to bite on it, you know. So you just have to sanctify your eyes with the word, and also, you know, the connection between my wife is strong. If I was, she would feel it and she'd know it. She'd be mad. So yeah, go ahead.
For me, questions last after another. No, maybe not like the last after another man or anything like that, because I'm just too scared to do that, because I have to answer to the Lord, and I don't want to put myself in the, because I know what. Well, if he meant like just like looking at another man, and you feel like, wow, this man is smart, he knows a bunch of stuff. Now I have that type of thing, but I don't really like last after the person, because I don't want to put myself into like that type of thing, because I know the after effect, I will not be proud of myself. Not because I want to be proud of myself, but I'm just too scared to be like, I know, like I just don't want to deal with that type of feeling, that being in a sinful state, because I know God doesn't like that type of stuff, and hell is just too hot, and eternity is just too long. So I just put like that type of even though it's like it's just cliche or something for some people, but I just have that type of mindset, so I don't want to
My
play with
lips are
that
kind of
type
dry
of thing.
today. Okay, read the next question.
Probably can say, did you get any nice souvenirs in Asia?
I'm gonna let you answer that. I'm gonna grab some chopsticks.
Okay. I worked at an Oriental rug store for years, so I would have picked up some rugs. Well, the thing is, if we bring some rugs, that will be too heavy for our luggage. Actually, we don't really bring souvenirs when we went there. Maybe one or two T-shirts. That was it. Like when we went to like the some of the places there. But I grabbed a bunch of my stuff that I didn't get a chance to bring when I first came here. So that's what I brought, and then some food, of course. So yeah, I, I bought a bunch of snacks, Indonesian snacks, to bring here. I think that's pretty much it. And we bought a couple stuff, some of the clothing and shoes and stuff like that. And it's pretty limited because there's like a just limit with our luggage, so we cannot really like bring a lot of stuff, even though we want to. Maybe next time we just bring a couple shirts with empty suitcases over there, and then just come back with a lot of stuff. That would
Okay,
be the
guys, it's
plan.
time for some kicking.
Instigator asks, where in Florida you at? We're in Jacksonville, Florida. Earl Owen say Korean dramas are good. Yes, they are, especially the new ones. It used to be like the Korean dramas, just like the old ones, is like so draggy, a little bit draggy, and
Yeah,
it's
we
not.
talked about that. Like the old ones, what would happen is you always have the main guy, his best friend, the main guy's girlfriend, and another girl that he's trying to get with, and the ex-girlfriend always wants to get with him. And then
You kind of.
it
You
would
kind
take
of
to like
get-
episode 7 before they admit they didn't like the person, and then they go through the dumb episodes where they deny this, they try to sacrifice for the person, and you just want to slap them upside the head. It drives you crazy. But now with Korean soaps, episode 1 they admit they like each other, and it's like what? I didn't have to wait 10 episodes for this.
Yeah.
So now they get to the point real quick.
It's more fast paced,
Yeah.
and then, it's like, and some portion like you cannot believe like this is what they're gonna do. It's just amazing. So it's fun. The Korean dramas. Instigators say I'm from Bradenton, Florida, relocated for Tennessee for work. Oh, okay. So he's moving to Tennessee, probably. Andy say in the instigator we gotta talk. I want to truck too. Instigator say it's so different now with the new rules, etc. But good way to bang for sure.
The new rules are what?
I'm not sure. Maybe he is answering Andy. Okay, the Woodward say good evening. How it's been?
It's been good.
Are you good evening too, the Woodward? Well, you can say I would have shipped the rugs back. Ah, yeah. Maybe one day if we can find a cheaper shipping cost. If like rugs is kind of like heavy, and also the dimension, it will cost a lot of money. Jamie is the new Karate Kid. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
Come on, guys. I've always been into martial arts. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Go ahead, read.
That's it, Bobby. Is there any more questions? We gonna finish it or what?
You guys have any more questions before we say
Bye bye.
Zajen? If so, let us know. But I do want to say real quick.
I need to use the restroom.
Hey, Van Damme is making Lionheart too. Oh, is he? I never heard of that. That's awesome. But anyway, there was something I was going to talk about, but I forgot. If there's any topics that you guys want us to talk about, leave it in the comment section after this video uploads. I'm going to do a video for you. I want to do live more, but sometimes it's just about the topics. So I do want to thank everyone for joining in. Thank you guys for all the thumbs up. If you're watching this on the replay and you didn't know we're going live, my wife mentioned about going live, so I decided, nice video tonight. You two have a great night. Thank you, Brolican. God bless you guys. Thanks, Andy. So I just want to thank everybody for joining in for the live video, for chiming in. We do appreciate it. I do wish everybody success and happiness and relationship goals and life goals. I want you guys to be successful and be fulfilled in life and know that it is possible. You know, through God, all things are possible to them that believe. There's my Chinese wife, the little beautiful fertile thing there. I'm a happy man. So, this is a heart to you.
To everybody,
Thanks
have a good night.
thanks for joining in.
Yes.
Remember, if you're catching this on a replay or the repeat, remember to leave your comments. If you have any ideas of videos you want us to do or talk about, let us know. If you're not subscribed to us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. I'm going to upload more pictures, more videos, and follow us on Twitter. I'm going to upload more photos on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow us on Facebook when I open it. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified. Maybe YouTube might notify you. Maybe they might notify you, who knows. But I do appreciate all those that did subscribe. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Take care. God bless. Have a wonderful night. Is there anything you want to say, Bobby?
Nothing. Just good night for everybody.
Okay. You too, Andy. Have a good night.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know you can mute the microphone right here.